Let's talk about the Bills-Rams in this spot. This game's in Inglewood right now. That Bills snow game's crazy. That was a great game to watch on TV. Bills only 4.5-point favorite. I thought when this line would come out, I thought it would be like a 6-7 point favorite, to be honest. Am I crazy?
No, I think you're right. I guess the books are still giving the Rams the respect. Oh, it's Stafford and McVay and Kupp and Puka Nacua.
And I like the Rams in this spot.
Why?
Yeah, why?
I think Kyron's going to be able to have a day on the ground. I think this Bills run D is awful, to be honest. And you look at last week as an example. I don't think you can use last week at all. I think that's a throwaway game because McCaffrey goes down. On those first early drives, McCaffrey was running for 9 yards a carry, blowing by people.
I'm going to offer another reason why we could throw out that game. It was very clear that no one could get their footing. And that's fair. Really is an advantage to the offense. We saw that with the McCaffrey runs. We saw that with James Cook. That really helps the offense when neither team can get their footing.
That's fair. Either way, I think Kyren Williams has a big game. I think this is a letdown spot for the Bills in this right here. Big Cooper Kupp game incoming. Big.
Are we going to just ignore the fact that national champion Blake Corum is getting more snaps every single week, more and more snaps, and he's going to score a touchdown, and I'm not going to bet it, and I'm going to go crazy.
How many times have you bet Blake Corum anytime touchdown?
At least 5.
How many of those are live plays? A couple?
3 of those are live. 3 of those are first drive. I'm looking and I see Blake Corum rush outside edge for 8 yards. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the game. And then the next drive, it's Kyren Williams.
Sean McVay has a love affair with Kyren Williams. Corum's not touching the ball inside the 5. I'm telling you that right now. Don't waste your money.
Yeah, I need to stop. But then he's going to do it anyway. Sunk cost fallacy.
Is it
pot committed?
Connor, is it a don't overthink it game and just take the Bills?
I think so. The one caveat is they play in Detroit next week. If there's such a thing as a look-ahead spot, that's a big one. But I think the Bills are peaking at the right time. And I think they've been dismantling teams. They've won 7 straight. They've covered this 4.5 spread against 5 of the last 7 wins they've had. They've beaten teams like the Chiefs, the Seahawks, who I think are both better than this Rams team. Rams are trending down. 2-2 in their last 4. Their 2 wins have been New Orleans and New England, and both of those, we already said it, could have been losses.
Were awful games.
Yeah, they couldn't have been more disgusting. Then they were dismantled by Philly on Sunday night. Philly's, I think, on the same tier level as the Bills. Bills have scored 30-plus in 6 straight games. Last 3 games, Bills are only allowing 286 yards of total offense. In my opinion, these 2 teams are trending in totally different directions. Rams have been putting up stinkers, even in wins. Bills have been dismantling teams. I'm not going to overthink it. I think Josh Allen is the MVP. He'll control the pace of the game versus this Rams defense. I think the Bills roll here. Bills -4, 4.5, whatever you want to give me.
What you were saying is pointing towards the over.
I also don't hate that, actually.
It's a high number, but
I'm on a lot of unders this week. But this could be a high score game. A couple
49.
touchdowns. I know.
Dylan, those are fighting words to Dylan.
I just don't see how the Rams are going to score in this Bills defense. I think the advantage is every which way with the Bills here. My number I have here is Bills -7 for the Wilkerson rankings, and I just think you're getting a discount on this Bills team. It concerns me as we can't figure out why. Like we can't figure out why this is the case. Because like you guys have said, this Rams team is not trending very well. The Bills are only going up. You even want to go back to a Texans game they probably should have won. This Bills team is one of the best in football. I'm going Bills here.
Okay.
I don't hate the over, but this Bills defense is pretty good.
They are pretty good, but I feel like if they start losing, Stafford's going to throw 50 times.
That's fair.
I think I think Kyren Williams is going to have a lot of success on the ground in this game. Maybe a Blake Corum receiving touchdown. Trying to think.
I'm in. You don't have to convince me.
You don't have to convince Dylan, yeah.
You don't have to convince Dylan.